And then there was a load of fellas around helping them, but there was nothing that they could do. They closed the curtains and you could hear the cardiac arrest. And then from there, there's a few rumours going around that he's dead, and there's a few rumours going around that he's in a coma. So, I mean, it's a bit of Chinese whispers at the minute.
The victim is Anthony Charnock, a 44-year-old father of two from Lincolnshire. He'd been on holiday here with a group of friends. Last night, I met people on the strip who claimed that Zithromax, otherwise known as the Magaluf Special, is a cure for a range of sexually transmitted diseases. But does it really do what they seem to think? There's only one way to find out, and that's by paying a visit to the local chemists.
So I've just bought my Zithromax. It's called something different over here. Got it from the pharmacy, and it was really easy, no questions asked. It was a bit like buying some throat sweets, really. Been doing some research, and back in the UK, you have to get it with a prescription, and contrary to what people were telling me the other night, it only treats chlamydia and none of the other STIs.
Not quite the wonder drug many people here seem to think, and that's scary stuff, because it means that when it comes to the most common sexually transmitted infections amongst young Brits, including genital warts, herpes and syphilis, despite what people here think, Zithromax is a non-starter. Daytime in Magaluf can be a busy time for the medical centres dotted around the resort.
Feel dizzy or headache?
Well, headache, but not from this.
In this case, holiday casualty Robert Higgins is paying the price for poolside hijinks gone wrong.
We were having a few drinks by pool, but then we were just diving in and that, maybe doing some flips. But then I dived in and smashed my head. I didn't want to come, to be honest. I just thought plaster will do.
Literally, as soon as he come out of the pool, there's like blood all down his face.
Very good. Now we let it open just to breathe and come back in 2 days.
Jesus. It's not good.
But according to Robert, 12 stitches in his head is a price worth paying for some fun in the sun.
There's always consequences in there. I'm not mad.
Yeah, it's funnier this way. I think it's better.
Excessive boozing has also seen former soldier Adam Wade become the first casualty amongst our health check volunteers.
Show us that. We've had a little bit of an accident here. Explain what happened.
Well, I was on a punch machine and I hit the metal thing at the top. I've just badly bruised it. So I'd have stuck this massive thing on me.
What you mean is the big punch bag, which is probably about the size of that big. You missed it. Hit the metal bit.
Hit the metal bit at the top.
Now, had you had a couple to drink?
Yeah, quite a few. Double vodkas mainly, and loads of aftershock.
Who did this? Who bandaged it up?
Yeah, I got a taxi to a hospital, and some nurse did it for us.
Right. And what's on tonight then? Not a lot?
No, I'll take it easy tonight.
Are you going to be having any drinks at all?
Yeah, probably have a few.
Health check volunteer Charlotte is also experiencing the downside of non-stop partying in Magaluf.
I'm like, because there's nothing on my tongue, it's like that. I don't really think about the health implications, I think about how it's going to make me feel. In the morning, I can tell when I've been mixing, like literally my stomach just feels like it's rotting inside, just horrible. But I mean, then it just takes you longer to get over it.
And the demands of life on the Magaluf Strip seem to be catching up with Lizzie as well.
11:30 now, and I'm still like dreading the thought of having an alcoholic drink.
Really? You've had enough now?
No, well, no, I haven't had enough, but I'm looking forward to going home. When I was at home, I was like, yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be drunk like 24 hours a day all the time, but I just can't do it. So I'm just not even going to try.
So excessive drinking is beginning to take its toll on our health check volunteers. But will there be any lasting damage caused by the end of the week? Not so long ago, Jared Chamberlain feared he may never walk again after he collapsed unconscious in a Magaluf bar. Tonight, he's out of hospital and back on his feet for the first time since the incident.
I can't explain it. It's just a really good feeling. Cosmic.
A big relief, really.
Yeah.
That is all over.
Relief.
Do you think you'll be more careful on future nights out back in England and here?
The doctors have said that it wasn't the drink that caused it, so...
It was the drink, though, that made you want to be sick in the toilet. So will you be more mindful of that in future, do you think?
Yeah, I will do. I think I can control myself a bit more after what happened, but...
Because you're not be stuck in hospital again?
No, never. It's boring.
It's great seeing Jared back on his feet, but it's not all good news because despite all those medical tests, his collapse in a bar 5 days ago remains unexplained.
It's 6 o'clock, I'm Sarah Burton. A man from Immingham has died after an attack in Mallorca. Anthony Charnock was admitted to hospital following the incident in Magaluf. His family have been informed.
The news of the death sends shockwaves throughout the island. Police quickly make arrests and charge a man in connection with the fatal attack. It's a harsh reminder of the darker side of life here. And expat Shane Fisher tells me it's not the only one.
This year's been a few problems with prostitutes. There's a lot of them all coming in and they're working on the streets, and it's not just saying, is it prostitution selling sex? It's the fact that these girls are taking off guys. Obviously these guys think they're going to pay for sex. The majority of them are so drunk they don't know what they're doing, and they're coming out with their phones and their wallets, and that's why it's a serious problem.
Despite the obvious dangers, we met Brits willing to use prostitutes in Magaluf.
This prostitute, right, she grabbed hold of me, and then I got 200 quid robbed off me.
She put his hand in her pocket, robbed his euros, so I was to get a blowjob, then he gave her some shit, she hit him, so he smacked her.
She actually used protection, but I'm still going to get a test when I go back.
The local council have vowed to address the problem, but with prostitution not being illegal, there's a limit to what can be done. It's test results day for our health check volunteers. So has 4 days of partying, heavy drinking and late nights had any effect on their health? Tests from earlier in the week will be repeated. Blood sample comparison revealing the impact of booze on the liver, dehydration levels and how their kidneys coped. Finally, lung function tests will show whether they experienced increased problems with breathing whilst partying in Magaluf. The results are in, and despite all her partying, Lizzie's health remained unchanged.
I'm kind of glad there wasn't any change. I don't know, I always thought it was like stop me drinking so much, but now that there's no change it makes no difference.
Adam's health check results came back clear, but his punch machine injury saw him nearly break his hand, the direct result of heavy drinking.
It's been a while since I've got massive bruise up back in my leg.
Finally, Charlotte has become the second of our volunteers to see their health deteriorate in Magaluf. Comparison of her lung function test results showed it got progressively worse throughout the course of the holiday. Possible factors being asthma or being around smokers.
Because there is smoking indoors, that would make a major difference, being inhaling secondhand smoke sort of thing. That makes such a difference. I'm quite shocked, really.
Being young meant their bodies coped with excessive drinking over the 4 nights of our experiment. But according to DrinkAware, booze holds very real short-term dangers for those pushing things too far, including potentially fatal alcohol poisoning. Our test group also admitted to drinking the equivalent of a bottle of wine a day, which, if continued, could, in 5 or more years, lead to irreversible liver damage.
It's quite scary, really. Like, the thought of it not going back, you just think because you're young it'll bounce back. Like 5 years is actually quite close. We'd only be like 24. Well, I would.
Will any of this stuff that I've said to you change you in the future?
I don't think it'll change that much because, like, at the end of the day, like, we're out here now and we're having a really nice time. But when we go back home, all we're going to want to do is come back and do it all over again. It's true. Yeah. Thinking about it.
So in total, 2 out of our 3 volunteers will be leaving Magaluf in worse health than they had when they first arrived.
My future love, I'll always be there for you, my future love.
Tonight is Hannah's last time on Magaluf's party strip before she flies home to Devon. But Hannah has a problem. An argument with fellow flatmates now means she has nowhere to sleep tonight.
Oh, I put this on camera and I'm so sorry for everybody that watches this. My last night, wherever I go in tonight, I'm just going home to Shaggy so I've got somewhere to stay for the evening. That's what I'm doing.
All right, so then final thoughts on your final evening. Sad or what?
No, I'm not. I think I'm really excited to go home.
Will your mates notice a change in you, do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In what way?
That I'm not so quiet and I'm not so naive and I'm not being treated like a twat anymore.
Do you think the drink helps with that?
No, I think I could do it with the drink actually.
Could you do it without the drink?
No.
I think you could do it without the drink.
No, it's my best friend. Absolutely my best friend.
Really?
Yeah. Right, I need another drink. I want his hat. I'm gonna go get his hat.
Go and ask for his hat.
Do you think it suits me?
So, I've just left Hannah, and she's a lovely girl. We've spent a long time together today. She has a lot of sex, she drinks a lot, she seems to know the consequences of these things, but doesn't really do anything about them, and just keeps on doing them more and more and more. So she's having a good time, but I'm a little bit worried about her. I don't know her that well, but she hasn't got anywhere to sleep tonight, so who knows where she'll end up.
To close, Hannah heads for the clubs. True to her word, she continues her hunt to find somewhere to sleep tonight, or should I say, someone to sleep. That flight home to Britain, bringing to an end more than 2 months of non-stop partying in one of Europe's party capitals.
Well, that's the end of my time in Magaluf, and it's easy to see why so many Brits come here. Big nights out, cheap drinks, and loads of sun. There may well be consequences of partying too hard, but for the young Brits that I met whilst being out here, it's a price they're willing to pay.
The government is desperate to raise awareness amongst our generation about the risks associated with pushing things too far. But their message is failing to reach many of those coming to places like this. It's tempting to think being young is enough to make you immune to the pitfalls. But the holiday casualties I've met are testimony to the fact that holidays like this can come with dangers that are just too real to be ignored.
And next Thursday at the same time, we have Stag Weekend's The Dirty Secrets. That's at 9 p.m. Next, the police are closing in on the Mitchells. EastEnders follows on 3.